I was just talking for at least 5 minutes and realized I wasn't recording, so I guess I better start over. So, Thursday, May 22nd, 2014. It's somewhere between 5 and 5:30 in the morning. I'm out for my morning workout. I already achieved my 2 physical goals for becoming super challenge. So I was trying to think during the day yesterday what I could do, because there's still another couple weeks left on this challenge, and I didn't want to be kind of floating with no goals. So I decided the best thing would be not to, instead of setting a specific, I need to be going this fast by this date, or I need to be running this far by this date. I just wanted something that'll still push me, but a little more relaxed, I guess. So I posted on the Facebook group yesterday that my goals for the rest of this challenge would be to have continuous improvement. That up until now, the longest I'd run without stopping is 0.8 of a mile, which is about 1.3 kilometers. So, you know, want a nice steady progression. Go from 1 kilometer to 1 mile, to 2 kilometers, to 3 kilometers, to 2 miles. Sound reasonable, sound about right. And that's all you can ask for, right? Steady progression. Well, this morning, because my next step is a mile, I turned on the Map My Run app, which is set to miles. I walked 1/10 of a mile from my house to the path, and then started running. And running. And running. Until I passed 1 mile. And I knew I'd walked that first 1/10, so I knew I had to go to at least 1.1. So I kept going, and although I was breathing super heavy, I didn't have to stop, so I kept going. Kept seeing things in the distance, saying, "Oh, I'll run to there and then I'll stop." It's like, no, I can go further than that. Eventually I came, and I knew I had to be getting close, so as I was running, I didn't stop. As I was running, I checked, and I was like at 1.86 or something like that. So I'm like, okay, I can keep going. So long story short, I actually ran 2.25 miles, I think it was. I am very pleasantly shocked by that. And I was thinking while I was out running, that one says about 1.5, 1.75, somewhere in there, miles away from home. I remember thinking that 6 months ago, if somebody told me they wanted to walk that far, I might have just punched him in the shoulder and said, forget it. There's no way, I can't do it. And now I'm like, I just ran that. I can't remember what my second interval was, but my first mile, which of course included that 1/10 of a mile walking, but my first mile was 11:30 or something like that. And I knew I wasn't running fast, but this wasn't about speed, it was about distance and stamina. So anyway, wow. Morning. Oh. Fellow runner. He's way past where I am. So, anyway, yeah. I'd say life is pretty good. Probably get close to 3 miles by the time I'm home. You know, not a super long distance, but after running over 2 miles, I'm pretty tired. I want to rest. Oh, I know. I should probably wait till it says 3 miles and then I should probably start running and try and run another mile. One step at a time, right? So, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of funny on the Becoming Super Facebook group. Guppy posted that she had won the diet bet, the Spring It diet bet that I'm in, and now it was time for a cupcake. Diet Bet always puts on comments like that on the page saying, don't have that piece of cake or don't have that cupcake until after your weight has been verified. So I think that was probably the reason she said it. Some people are like, oh no, you don't need that cupcake. I responded and said, like, there's nothing wrong with having a cupcake. What's funny though is I never intended to have a cupcake, but because we never have cupcakes in the house. But last night our 4-year-old was playing on my iPad Disney Princess game, and one of the things in there gives you a recipe for cupcakes to share with your family and friends. It's like, she's always looked at it before and she's always mentioned it before, but we've never actually made them. Well, last night my wife decides to help her make them. It was so cute seeing her in the kitchen working away with mom and stirring, and mom would give her a bowl to stir and she'd start stirring like instantly. She'd be like, this is so fun. It was so cute. And then she'd bring a plate of some cupcakes into the living room, sit them on the table with 4 bowls, one with icing, and then the other 3 with some kind of toppings, either chocolate chips or sprinkles or something like that. And even then I wasn't necessarily planning on having one. When your adorable, cute little 4-year-old daughter picks up a cupcake and hands it to you and says, Daddy, do you want one? You can't say no. So, yeah, my food yesterday wasn't the greatest. Still only had about 1,600 calories, which is about 700 less than my max for the day. But you know, lunchtime, I didn't take anything for lunch, so at lunchtime I was driving around trying to decide, okay, what am I gonna have? I'm gonna have a sub from Subway. I'm gonna have a salad from McDonald's. What am I gonna get? And I tell you, because that diet bet was over, I wasn't as concerned. And then my wife called and said my son didn't have any money or any food for lunch, so I needed to take him something. So of course I go through the McDonald's drive-thru. Yesterday was the first time I'd had a burger from McDonald's since the beginning of October. Got myself a 1/4 pounder, but no cheese. It's pretty plain. So, I mean, it's high in calories and stuff, but a lot of protein, a lot of fiber. So I don't know. Wasn't too bad, and I always figured that once I got to my goal weight, which I know I've just lowered, but once I got to my goal weight I figured that I would start incorporating foods like that into my diet. No, not like daily or maybe not even weekly, but you know, every month. Hey everybody. I have no idea where I left off. My camera's set to tape. Tape movies at high def, so you can't save a whole lot of stuff. So anyway, it stopped recording. So yeah, I didn't have great food yesterday, but it was still well under my calorie goal for the day. Yeah, no, in general life was good. When I weighed in yesterday for my diet bet, for the Shea Loss diet bet, I was down to 255.3, which brings me to 121. I'm still totally shocked by that number. 121 pounds I've lost since September 19th of last year. I don't know how I've done it. Seriously, at this point in time, I still have no idea why I did it. I mean, I said that wrong. I know why I did it. I needed to get in shape, I needed to lose weight, I needed to be healthier. And I'm so happy I did it. But why this time? You know, I don't have a history of going on diets and losing weight and gaining it back, going on diets, losing it. Like, I don't have a history of that because I've never tried. I mean, there'll be times where, you know, I hear a bunch of guys are getting together to play basketball or something. It's like, oh, I should go play basketball with them or something like that. But it's never being done to lose weight. It's not what I'm doing. It's always just to get out and have fun and move a little bit. Part of the reason I've never done it, because my mom or my dad or my sisters have done things like Weight Watchers or Slim Fast or whatever, Nutrisystem. And they've always lost weight, but they've always put it back. And they're always complaining that I'm overweight and I don't feel good and I need to lose weight. And it's like, well, I've never done it because I've always known I've needed to, but I've never really had the desire to do it. So what I mean by I don't know why I did it is that for some reason, about a week and a half after my first Lifestyles appointment back in September, something in my brain changed and clicked to make this a lifestyle thing that I could stick to. Something and to this day I have no idea what it is. Something changed my mind from thinking, oh, I don't want to do this, I can't do this, but I have to eat good in order to put down the right things in my diary so my lifestyles coach doesn't get mad at me I really want to do this. I want to eat the good stuff. I don't want to eat the bad stuff anymore. For years, my wife had been after me. Sorry, just got to check the time. For years, my wife had been after me over and over and over again to quit drinking Coke. I was brought up in a house. My dad, those of you who aren't Mormon, most of you, if not all of you, know that I am Mormon. There's a lot of confusion in regards to what we call the word of wisdom. People The Word of Wisdom specifically talks about hot drinks, and the church has said that the hot drinks are referring to tea and coffee. Some people in the church go far enough that they won't have caffeine at all. I know I've known people who don't even eat chocolate because it's got caffeine in it. But that's their personal choice. It's not mandated by the church that you cannot have caffeine. We are advised to stay away from addictions and anything that will, I guess, imprison us. And caffeine is something that you get addicted to. So a lot of people in the church don't drink Coke or Pepsi or stuff like that, but it's really a personal choice. But anyway, I grew up in a house where my dad was a bishop, he was high counselor, he was a lot of things, but we always had Coke and Pepsi in the house, always. By the time I was a little kid, I remember drinking Dr. Pepper and Coke and Pepsi and everything, so it's kind of ingrained in me. Anyway, for years, my wife had been after me to not drink Coke. Anytime I got a drink for 7-Eleven, it was almost always Coke. Sometimes it wasn't, especially the Slurpee. Sometimes I get other flavors, but it's almost always Coke. Sometimes I drank a lot of it. Sometimes it was just a little bit. Anyway, I drank it all the time. My wife was always after me. But even though I decided that sometimes I'd limit it, I never had any desire to get rid of it. So, anyway, yeah. So once this clicked in my brain, a couple weeks later, I decided to give up fast food. I mean, throughout this thing, I'd go to Subway and get like a 6-inch oven roasted chicken or something like the leanest sub you could get, or something like that. But I wouldn't get my Big Macs or my double quarter pound with cheese or a Baconator. Jeez, I haven't had a Baconator in months and months and months and months and months. And I look forward to that one of these days. But anyway, something just clicked and I gave those things up. And although every once in a while I think a nice cold Coke would taste good, for the most part, it doesn't bother me. Anyway, I've circled the block twice now. I better go inside, better get my son up, better try and edit this thing because my videos seem to take a long time to edit. And I hope you guys are having a great day, because only you can make it a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.